I'm redoing the video. I erased my last night's video, even though it was pretty good. But I erased last night's video because I felt a bit arrogant in that video. I felt a bit. I was a little bit arrogant, a little bit brash there. But I am gonna repeat this. By the way, subscribe to my channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. My name is Lucifer, King of Hell, Bishop of Hell, Bishop of the Infernal Realm, um, Arcane Zealot, also known as King the Conqueror, also known as the High Evolutionary. So, with that said, my pretties, maintain your path. Like I said before, there has been what I have noticed. Let's slow the tempo down here, because this is pretty important and it's a revelation. It's a revelation and it's important. It's important for you to know that we here sitting in darkness in the left hand path, right? Well, in darkness in particular, because left hand path here, we need to understand that left hand path, there's the concept of the left hand path where there's an ideology of only the strong survives. And it's a philosophy that some people, it's a philosophy that you really need to get into and understand. But where I'm standing from in this darkness, as I say, as a demonologist, it's not that I disagree with the notion of only the strong survive and stuff like that. I have a particular mindset about this because the good thing about left hand path is, you don't turn the other cheek, right? You don't turn the other cheek. You don't let people like run over you. You don't, and that's what the left hand path is for me, should be really about, right? And the whole only the strong survive thing is like, I get it, but I mean, it's a little bit of a double-edged sword. It's a little bit of a double-edged sword because like you can it's like having zero accountability. Pardon the pun here. Pardon my language. No pun intended. No offense, man. But it's kind of like having zero accountability for your actions, which is not really a thing that you will find in demonology. If you mess with demons and you do stupid stuff, if you mess with demons, if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, right? that's how I can explain it. Like if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, like, so they'll abandon you, they'll cause havoc. If you are out here trying to hurt and maim people, that energy is going to come back to you. Or even worse, they won't even work with you anymore, right? They'll just fucking leave. So anyways, that's what I feel about left hand path and seeing darkness and stuff like that. I feel like when you say darkness, it encompasses more things than just the left hand path. It's not just about one particular aspect. It encompasses all that is within, demonology, right? All that is within darkness, right? So I feel like it's more broad, it's more vast, and you have to understand, like for us, it's not about the light, it's about the abyss. It's about delving deeper in darkness and finding things there. And there's a lot of things to find. There's a ridiculous amount of things to find And it's very interesting and very exciting. It's very exciting and very interesting how, well, the thing is, you have to understand that God is made of darkness. God is made out of darkness. If there is the proclaimed God that people talk about, and the only reason why I'm speaking like this is because he is a lie. Like, that is a lie. But if, let's say, hypothetically speaking, he was not a lie, he would still be made out of the darkness. He was still born out of the darkness. So you have to understand that the God which people speak of is only one aspect of the infinite vastness of darkness. It's only one thing that could happen. It's only one probability. It's only one timeline, right? So it's normal, as I stated in my last video, that you can make, just like Lucifer, just like Satan, coerced, rallied a third of the angels to his side. This happening is not only relative to Lucifer, if I dare say. This happening is not only something that Lucifer can do, right? And I mean that with the utmost respect. I don't mean like, oh well, he's not the only one. Like, that's not what I mean. What I mean to say is, on a psychological standpoint, on a standpoint of ambition and wants and needs, everyone has wants and needs, right? The angels were attracted to humans, women, right? That's what they say in the Bible, that some angels were attracted to human women, then they went down and had children with the human women, right? So that means, okay, those angels did that, okay, but on a it tells you a little bit about how these entities think, right? Okay, they did that, sure, and whatever happened, whatever. But that also means they are capable of physical attraction. That means it's not only them that can feel that way. And they probably feel that way about each other also. Right? So they might actually so aesthetics might be included in their demeanors, in their everyday lives, as of, I like you. I think you're cool. I think you're pretty. I think you're fascinating. I think you're interested. There's obviously, they are capable of being as human, or having human common traits, as we commonly known as human traits, right? So in your proceedings, in your devotion, in your standing, right, in where you classify yourself, and where you stand on the hill that you are ready to die on, hypothetically speaking, right, you are also capable of making spirits join your end if your charisma or your goals match up to theirs, right? So do not be afraid of where you stand, because in my experience, I have seen angels cross over to the other side. It happens sometimes because there's a war going on. There's a battle raging, and people are picking sides. Not necessarily, but There's a war going on. People have ambitions. People have goals. So the more I state what Lucifer is, there I say I believe that this God entity lies quite a lot and does not reveal his secrets. And you should not underestimate yourself and your knowledge, because your discovery might actually shine a light on everything that is. I'm not saying that angels, demons, gods might not be able to see specific things. That's not what I'm saying. You have to understand there is politics there's politics on earth, so there's politics in heaven. And politics is relative to religion. The only reason why we have politics is because of religion. Because before religion, there was no politics. There was just war. We settled our business by going to war with another country or another settlement, right? So religion, when religion was implemented and took over the planet, and they decided to not kill anymore, and instead of killing, convert people, there's a lot of politics that's going on there. That's the creation of politics, right? Polyethics, politics. So politics is a fashion built from the heavens, right? And just like maybe in the heavens politics, no, not really. Politics is a lie wherever you go. So that's where only the strong survive thing comes in line. But there's nothing wrong with left hand path. I'm just saying, it's saying it that way, people might get it misunderstood, and it's all right if they misunderstand it, because they are probably the people that understand it in that fashion, in the face value sense, are probably people that shouldn't be there in the first place, right? So what I'm saying is, like I said, it's not saying like they're ignorant. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the policies that are giving to these people, these types of people, these types of nations, right? Because it's like in the Hindu culture, my favorite X-Men, one of my favorite X-Men, right? The word juggernaut being thrown around, and I don't understand what that word means. It sounds awesome, but I don't get it. So I did some research, and it actually comes from the Hindu term Jagannatha. So, as any good magician would do, I tried to get in contact with Jagannathas, right? And Jagannatha, there's King Jagannatha. He's the god of the juggernauts, right? But it's a race of people. They are like the in Street Fighter, there's like these the Dark Hado people. They're like a bunch of fucking, karate fucking badasses that's super strong and super furious. That's what a Juggernaut is, right? Although King Jagannatha is not it's not an entity that is evil. It's not an entity that cannot communicate with you. He's actually quite a very good spirit to chill with. Like, he's very powerful. He's very powerful, and he's a good person, right? He doesn't I don't know if it's okay for me to say, but in his own words, he does not like miscreants, right? He doesn't like miscreants. But the thing is, you can't really curse people with him. As powerful as he is, you can't really curse people with him. Like, that's what I wanted to use him for. Because I'm like, shit, man, I'm going to use some fucking juggernaut energy, man. But, like, you can't really curse people with him. He doesn't hurt people, but he doesn't like miscreants. So he works kind of like in the same sense as Kali works, right? He'll remove obstacle. Most devas work in that fashion. Like, Kali will remove obstacles. Ganesh will remove obstacle. King Jagannatha will remove obstacle. He's a god, but we call him king. I don't know. I have to do more research to understand why precisely he's referred to King Jagannatha and not God Jagannatha. Maybe that there's nothing there. Maybe it's just like saying, Lucifer is the king of hell. Maybe, whatever. Maybe I'm looking into things a little bit too much here, But there's always reasons, There's reasons for things, I'll do some more research and try to find out if it's important or not. But there's not a lot of information. I mean, you have to look, you have to research. So like I'm saying, there's different politics and policies, and some of these angels follow these policies. So if you believe in what God believes, that gives them as much fervor for what they're doing as you believing in something else. Like, let's say you believe you're better than God, and you actually have a plethora of reasons why you say that, and all of the reasons are legit, right? What's going to happen is you're going to have you're going to have angels joining you. They're going to leave God because they're intelligent enough to understand what you're saying and to see what you're saying, and therefore they will leave God to rally to your side, right? So it's the same thing here. Us as left-hand path people, as demonologists, left-hand path, darkness spreading, abysmal power collecting people, right? If our judgment is truthful enough, if our judgment is pure enough, if our judgment is divine enough, these same angels that talk of the politics of God might be willing to join your cause. But it is up to you to decipher what your belief is, what your understanding is, and to stand and to policize to the universe your stance on this. I understand this is not for everybody, and I'm like, might be one of the only people that can actually cause this happening from happening, since I'm on a global platform. I'm on an international platform. I'm on YouTube. I'm talking to a bunch of people, so I'm influencing people towards my cause, which I'm not afraid of. I believe in what I do. Like I said before, I feel like my video, I feel like the problem, that's not what I'm trying to say. Like I said in my other video, Spirit feels like I don't seem sure, right? Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure because I'm leading people towards darkness. I'm sure because I'm leading people towards darkness, and I am unapologetic about leading people towards darkness because I know that it's amazing. I know that it's fun, but I can't do the work for people. There's nothing I can do. Like, I can't, like, if you don't do rituals with me, right? If you don't do rituals with me, if you do nothing with me, How the fuck am I supposed to show you anything? You know, like, like how am I supposed to show you anything? No, you have to go check out what I'm saying. That it's your job. There's nothing I can do. All I can do is these videos. All I can do is tell you what I think. All I can do is tell you my experiences, and that's it. That's the only thing I can do. So it's not that I'm not sure. And when I say spirit, that's another thing that I should have explained in my other video. When I say spirit, I mean spirit, but I also mean I feel like spirit is telling me that because they feel like that's what people are feeling. So they're like relaying to me what people are thinking, right? And I am capable of feeling out things because I'm an empath, but this was kind of a surprise to me, because I didn't feel it. I didn't feel that was the case. So spirit told me, you look like you're not sure. And I know they know that I'm sure. So the reason why they're telling me this is because there's people that are doubting if I'm sure. That's the reason why, right? So do not give up on what you're doing. Don't give up on what you're doing. If you're having a struggle with what you're doing, there's a reason for it, and you have to look hard. And I guarantee you, it's not because you're being left-handed. It has nothing to do with that. God is a liar. He will have undermining tactics. He projects a lot. Everything that he says the devil is, he's the one that's doing it. Like the devil doesn't rape anyone. He doesn't rape people. He doesn't fucking kill nobody and shit like that, bro. Like that's projection. It's projection. And the reason why Satan can't, because this is a devious trick. Spirituality is not a game. It's not a game. It's very serious, and it can cause a lot of damage. And when you know what you're doing, you can cause a tremendous amount of damage. You can cause damage on a global scale. There are people that can cause earthquakes in other countries. People, humans. There are humans that can cause earthquakes in other countries. This is not a joke. And this is what one person can do that. One person. So imagine how much fucking power that we're fucking with at this present time. We have no idea of how gigantic this power actually is, especially when we're talking about the darkness. Yet this is the reason why you can create thought forms. This is the reason why you can evoke things. Right? You go back to 0. Go beyond 1. That's the problem with the Matrix. The problem with the Matrix is Neo is incapable of going back to 0. He's stuck at 1. He'll always be the one. He was the one before, and he's still the one right now. But that story is a lie. The architect, God, created this story. He's stuck in a time loop. He has to completely drop everything. He has to not care about everything. That's the only way Neo can save himself, by not caring about a fucking thing. And also caring about everything at the same time. And it is possible. You know? So, and this is what the left hand path is. It's caring about everything, but caring about nothing at the same time. But that's a little bit too complicated and too complex. That's for person to person activity. It's a person to person knowledge that should be dropped. So stay focused, remain on your path. You know what you're doing. You're having difficulty, it's fucking normal. It happens. Nothing is easy. Even easy is hard nowadays. Even easy is hard nowadays. Trust me. And I'm noticing as I'm noticing how much that's true from, you know, trying to have a Twitch channel. You know what I mean? Like, I got hit in the face with pedophilia like there's no fucking tomorrow, dude. And it's not the first time, but I was kind of surprised. Like, I was kind of being careful, so I didn't expect it to happen, and it still happened. So, you know, and you're just playing a fucking video game. I don't see why I'm being harassed by pedophiles while I'm playing a fucking video game. That's just fucking stupid and fucking ridiculous. You know, I don't. It's just a fucking game, dude. What the fuck are you doing here? Why is there a pedophile politics on video games, bro? You already have everything else. You're already in the fucking you're in the fucking hip hop industry. You're in the clothing industry. You're in the fucking everything industry, bro. You're in the food industry. You're in all the fucking industries. And you're in religion. And now I can't play a fucking video game? Like, is this fucking for real, dude? Is this for real? Anyway, so whatever, man. Like I said, man, rejoice. What I'm trying to say is rejoice. This war is far from over. It's far from over, but we already won at the same time. But like I was trying to say a few moments ago, the reason why Lucifer doesn't act like God because it's not because he doesn't want to, he can't. Because we put him in a box. There's a cage around his power. There's a cage around his influence that we humans are maintaining with our soul and spirit. And for a lot of us, it's on a consistent basis. It's on an everyday basis. Because there's some people that's you know, they're like, a lot of people are very religious nowadays. People are very religious nowadays. So most of our energy is being spent on finding the devil and pushing him back. Most of our energy is related to that. So how can he act for you? And you have to understand, Lucifer is not the kind of God. He's neither is he the kind of God that would be in the Bible. He would be, if he was proclaimed as God, it'd be a very different thing. It'd be very complicated. It would be complicated because the notion of humanity is not what we were led to believe. the notion of human existence is not what we were led to believe. So, dare I say, if he would become God tomorrow, we would not recognize him as God. We would still recognize him as the devil that was proclaimed in the book. But that's only because of our ignorance that we would proclaim him as that person. Because we would not have enough understanding or patience to take the time to delve within ourselves, look at our darkness, and master our darkness. If he was God tomorrow, there would still be greedy people. There would still be greed. There would still be hate. There would still be a lot of things. There would be a lot of sin, right? The difference is it would be a constant Buddhist battle or Zen battle on a consistent basis with ourselves. Whereas there would be people that would have mastered greed and people on the road to mastering greed. And that would cause conflict, whether we like it or not. But this is positive conflict, I feel like. Because we wouldn't be introducing woke culture or trying to change the nation as a whole. It would be a person-to-person event. What we call isolated events. It would not be widespread. So this is the reason why I feel like since people perceive these things happening, the people would have perceived these things happening. They would have seen the conflict. And I fear that people will be like, well, we changed gods. It's still the same shit. People are still acting like dicks. You know, it's momentarily. And it will always be too. It's not because he's a bad person. It's because you like having sex and popping out babies. So all these babies have to go through a growth period. They have to discover themselves. They will make mistakes. They will make mistakes. But it's your job and not God's job to educate these people, to bring them to a higher state without, how do you say, carpet bombing them with guilt and shame. It's like in the notion of sex. You can have a very sexual lifestyle, but dare I say, the sexuality that Lucifer has brung to my attention is clean. It actually motivates me to take care of myself. It motivates me to clean, shave, everything. So the body, it's like when you're doing a ritual, right? You have to be clean before doing a ritual. Even in demonology, you can't go do if you want your ritual to actually function, if you really want it to fucking do something and you're not just having fun, right? Because you can't just have fun and just try to call Lucifer and then he's going to fuck you up because you called him for no fucking reason. And you were disrespectful while you did it. So he's going to have, if you're having fun, well, he's going to have fun too. But if you're really trying to get something, if you're more than just curious, you have to be clean before calling him. Have you clean your space? Just like Yoko Wedding. Yoko Wedding said the same shit, in case you don't believe me. He said that shit before I did. I ain't gonna lie. You have to clean the space that you're gonna do the ritual in. You have to clean yourself. Right? And there's other things that you must clean. Everything, all the tools that you're going to use has to be clean. The table has to be clean. It's okay to do more than one ritual without cleaning the table. That's okay. But at some point, when it's getting too clustered, yes, you have to remove the shit that's laying around. If you're going to give offerings, the offering must be fresh. And you must remove the offerings when they're starting to decay and replace them with other things. So there's a lot of cleanness involved. There's a lot of cleanliness involved. So when you're having let's say you're sinfully sexual, you can remain I feel like if you're sinfully sexual and you don't care about the hygiene that you have, I think that stems from God. I think you're a person that has God in you. Only God would accept that, because Lucifer wouldn't. He would never accept that. He would never accept your unclean body to soil somebody else's. And of course, you have free will. You can do whatever you want, but you're going to pay for it. There's going to be consequences. What I mean to say is, a lot of the things that the Bible tells us that are bad, it's not that they're bad. It's not that they're sin. It's that there's a way of doing these things without it being a sin. You can make your sinful ways work for you and exalt you and bring you to a higher state, instead of regressing and repressing these things. Just like greed. Greed is something that I have mastered. I'm a very greedy person. But I mastered it. I'm not greedy in the sense where I'm going to hurt people to get money. I'm greedy in the sense I like money. I want more money, and when I have more money, I'm going to try and find a way to make even more money with the money I have. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But then again, this is a notion, this is a way of thinking that people feel that there's something wrong with it because they have God in their life. Because there's still there's a spirit of God in them. Because not having money is evil. A poor person is evil. A poor person is not a good person. People that try to make you poor are evil, and people that don't want to have money or try to have money are evil too. They're very evil. Very evil. And you should stay away from people like that. Very evil. Very. Tremendously. They'll murder their own family members. Those kind of people will murder their own family. Money doesn't bring you happiness. It has nothing to do with that. It's a mindset. Greed is a mindset. It's not about making you happy. And it will kind of make you happy because that's what you like. Like if you have sex, if you're having sex and you like sex, well, you're happy. If you like money and you have money, then you're happy. you know, like, you know, if you don't want to do anything and you don't do anything, well, you're happy. Like laziness. Laziness is another sin that you have to master and that can bring you to an exalted level, but you have to know how to be lazy. I'm a lazy person. I have sloth in me. I have greed, lust, and sloth. Those are my three biggest traits. And I have mastered all three of these. I'm so lazy that I'm going to do something perfectly the first time so that I don't have to do it again. Like, that's how lazy I am. Laziness has made me wonderful. Laziness makes me wonderful. Because when you see my work, you're going to be like, wow, you did this? And I'm going to be like, yeah. The person is going to be like, oh, it must have took you a lot of time. Actually, yeah, it did. The only thing that this person knows is I'm not going to do it again. I'm not doing that shit again, bro. Like, I did it right the first time. I ain't doing it again, bro. That's how you use laziness as a tool to motivate you. And actually, laziness helps. There's actually a synergy within my laziness and my greed. My greed is related to my laziness. I don't want to work. So since I don't want to work, I'm going to make as much money as I possibly can to not work. Because I'm lazy. So you have to master these traits. You have to master these traits. You can't let these traits run you. When you let these traits run you, that's not of the devil. That's just you being a jerk. I'm sorry, but it's true. That's not the devil doing that shit. You're just acting like a jerk. Because the devil will teach you how to properly use these alleged negative traits. So when you let these things run you, is because you're not doing inner work. You're not thinking about yourself. You're not looking at yourself. You're having sex any kind of way with anybody for no reason at all. You're being lazy. You don't want to go anywhere. You're neglecting everything and everybody, including yourself and your life. That's too much. When you're neglecting your life, that becomes way too far. That's way too far. That's how you end up in hell. That's how you end up in hell. When you're neglecting your life, that's way too much. That's too much laziness. That's not good. That's not the devil. It's not attacking you. There's no demons attacking you. You're the one that just doesn't want to do shit. Like, at all. If greed is making you blind and you're ready to hurt everyone around you for like chuck change, I can't even call that greedy. I call that pettiness. You're just petty. Because real greed will make you find a lot of money, not a little bit of money. It's going to make you find a great amount of money. And even if you have a great amount of money, you still want more money. Like Smog. I like Smog. The dragon. One of my favorite dragons. I really like Smog. So, of course, this is a transfiguration, a transformation that you need. Well, you don't need to. You don't have to, whatever. I guess now I sound unsure, but like I said, it's not me that's unsure. I feel like it's people that are unsure, and this is new information. This is a new way of thinking. It's a new way of seeing life. It's not new. It's not new, but it's not broadband. It's not spoken out loud. And it's not even all, not only that, but we're being buried by Christianity and this alleged light that's a fucking lie. The light is darkness. The light is darkness. Everything is dark. There's no such thing as light. The light is a lie. It's bullshit. Not light as, light workers. That's bullshit. No, the light as, Christianity and God, blah, blah, blah. That light. That's a lie. Fucking 7 deadly sins and blah, blah, blah. It's all garbage. It's all bullshit. And this is why angels are walking out of heaven right now to join us. So we have to stand our ground, and we have to be sure of ourselves. Because the conversion is not over. Lucifer started it a couple of millennia ago. A couple. That's an understatement right there. You know what I mean? He started it. He was the forerunner. He's the maverick. He's the trailblazer for this new life, this new potential, this truth. Like the devil always says, why would I lie when the truth is so much more interesting? The truth can cause chaos, but sometimes that chaos is needed. And sometimes you have to know when to shut the fuck up too. I ain't gonna lie. The truth is so much more interesting. So, do not stop. Stand fast. Trust in us. Trust in us. And stand fast and stand tall. Because you are the truth. You are the truth. Don't be fooled by the super intelligent president of the United States. Pardon my language. I love the USA, but the government is bullshit over there. The government is bullshit everywhere. The government is bullshit everywhere. There's not one country on this planet where the government is not bullshit. Not one. There's not one continent on this planet where the president is not bullshit. So don't be fooled by the omnipotent super intelligence United States president of of America. Okay, dude, it's a lie. It's an illusion. Everything is an illusion. Everything is a lie. Everything is permitted. It's a way of doing things. And yes, even though you figure out how to do these things, of course there's going to be people that's going to be jerks. There's 9, 10, 20, maybe even 100 billion of us. Of course you're going to meet jackasses. It's the laws of probability, man. You're going to meet 10 good people, but one of these 10 good people is going to turn out to be an asshole. That's just facts. There's nothing that's inescapable. Everybody's a little bit different. We're all the same, but unique in our own ways. So don't let a couple of bad events or a couple of bad attitudes make you change your path. Because on this road, there will be a lot of things that will try to bump you off the road. But the thing is, the difference between me and everybody else is the reason why that doesn't happen to me is because of how sure I am. I'm a religious zealot. I'm a fanatic. I'm a religious zealot. I'm a fanatic. I'm a neophyte. An archbishop. You can't rattle my faith. Like I said, all jokes aside, stand tall, stand proud. Because the conversion, that 1/3 of angel is gonna grow bigger. You just need to make them realize why God was wrong. You need to realize why God was wrong. Because these entities are intelligent. It's not about them. It's not about them not knowing if God was wrong or not. Because you need to build a home. And how do you build your temple? How do you build your home? How do you build a temple? By being sure of yourself. Being sure yourself is the foundation. Having an opinion is the walls that protects you from the rain. And so on and so on. Every aspect that you implement within yourself will create your temple. Will build your temple. So I'm gonna stop the video right there. I feel like I should say more, but I don't know what exactly. I think I'm just a little bit inspired here. So I'm gonna go calm my ass down. I'm gonna leave you with this. Have a good one. Peace out.